Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Of course, my name is Blitzwinger, and welcome on back to another toy review video. Today we're looking at something that I am super duper pumped for, and I have to thank, of course, the fantastic folks at Diamond Select Toys for sending these over for review. And of course, this is the Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare action figures. These things look awesome. I am so very excited to get these out of the box. As you can see, the fantastic thing about these sets, first of all, they're massive. Like, look at the size of my hand. The box is really large. But the other cool element is that you get a whole bunch of cool accessories, and more importantly, you get 2 characters per set. So in this set, for example, we've got the Engineer Zombie along with the Chomper, which is super duper neat. I love how they give you 1 plant, 1 zombie, so you can kind of set up a nice little scenery with that. Additionally to that, you also get a really cool code, so you get a pack for the Xbox, I believe, so that's pretty neat. In fact, let me go ahead and flip the package over so you can see the entire lineup right here. As you can see, of course, the sets that are available are the All-Star Zombie with the Shadow Flower, which is a really neat looking set. Then we've got the Foot Soldier Zombie with the Camo Cactus, which I'm very excited for because I love the Foot Soldier, if you know me. Then, of course, the Engineer Zombie and Chomper, which is the one we're going to be looking at today. And finally, last but certainly not least, the Scientist Zombie and the P in Gatling form, because there is no Gatling P per se in the game. I mean, all of them can take the form of a Gatling P. Of course, as I said before, there is an Xbox booster code inside, which I will be giving away to you guys, so stay tuned for that throughout the review. And of course, as always, do not forget to check out Diamond Select Toys at diamondselecttoys.com for a whole bunch of additional information and more specific info as well. So, with all that in mind, let's go on ahead and get these guys out of package. I will be reviewing all the figures that are available, which I'm very excited for, but we'll be kicking things off with the Chomper and the Engineer Zombie. Let's do it! Alrighty, guys, so I have got the set out of package, and I'm super duper impressed. These are fantastic. They are truly that really rare time of, you know, when you take something that is digital and something that is either in video game form or film or something like that, and then you bring it into 3D, more specifically when it's like an animated film or something, and it works really well. It's something that is very difficult to do because oftentimes the proportions are off or something like that, and it makes it fall apart. In this case, they did an absolutely tremendous job. So let's kick things off with the Chomper because he's a little bit simpler. He doesn't have much accessories to him. Both of these are... they're not really action figures in terms of, like, you know, if you compare them to something like Marvel Legends or something that is super highly articulated, they're not that. But at the same time, I don't think they need to be, nor would they have turned out very well, in my opinion, if they were super articulated, because then they would have lost a lot of their sculpting and a lot of the way that they should look like. So I think that, in my opinion, that this was a really right decision, and as much as they are a little bit more statuesque, I think that there's enough articulation to where they are still fun. So for example, with the Chomper here, you've got this rotation on the head. The one thing I would have loved to see, and maybe it was something that they were thinking of because of this line right here, the sculpting line, is an opening jaw. I mean, it's a Chomper. He needs to be able to chomp. So I would have loved to have seen that. That's the one gripe that I have against the Chomper, is that he needs to be able to chomp. That being said, they did an absolute tremendous job. You can see even, like, there's detail on the inside, like the tongue has paint on it and everything. Yeah, you could see the inside of the mouth. If you have one of those like mini-mate sets that I have, you could probably put a zombie in there and kind of recreate the chomping scene, which is pretty neat. He's got these really lovely spikes with some really nice paint of kind of like fading pink, from the white to the fading pink, and then of course to the really intense pink. So that's really sweet. You can see right here the way that the leaf and the stems and everything is done up quite nicely as well. The veins of the leaves here are nicely done. You can see the little legs right here as well. So he's only articulated at this one point, which again, is that something that I would have loved to see further articulated? Yes, but honestly, the only articulation point I would love to see on this guy, and it's a little bit of a downer, is the chomping action. I think it would have been really interesting if somehow, you see, the problem is that because his mouth is not equal, I'm sure it's difficult to figure out, like, where do you make it chomp down, you know, because you would probably have to put the joint here, but then like you would break up the sculpt too much. So I'm sure it was a really difficult decision for them to pull off, but I think that this guy looks fantastic, and I I'm just super duper impressed with how cool he is, and I love the scale of him. I love how he's not too big and he's not too small, and that's absolutely awesome. But where this set comes to shine is in the zombies. So here is the engineer. He gets 3 awesome accessories. So first off, we've got his blaster right here. All of them are nicely detailed. You'll notice here's his gun right here with almost shotgun shell-like design right there. Let me move him so the camera can focus on this. You can see the empty blaster there. So here's the blaster. Then we've got, of course, what he rides on. So this is one of the abilities that you would use in the game if you've ever played. You usually use this thing. It's like a little drilling thing. I guess, I'm not sure what it's called. Is it just called the jackhammer? I think that's what it's called. And you would typically ride on this thing so that you maneuver quickly around the map. And it allows you to dodge these pesky suckers, which are, of course, the Chomper. So this thing is pretty handy. Definitely cool to see it. I didn't even expect to see this accessory, especially due to the fact that of how he's articulated. And then you also get this nice little bomb, which I'm assuming is supposed to be the little thing that he uses to guide the drone. At first, I thought it was the little bomb that you throw on the ground that creates a confusion, but I'm pretty sure that this is supposed to be the little thing that he uses to control the drone when he summons that. So that's pretty cool indeed. Now, here's the figure itself. In terms of how he holds those accessories, he can hold them very well, most of them, that is. So, for example, here's the bomb little controller. So, oh, whoops, I'm attaching it, sorry, to the wrong part. So, there he is. He can hold that just fine. It's not going anywhere, as you can see. So that is pretty awesome. The blaster, same thing. Either hand, he can hold it just fine. And he holds on to that thing tight, so don't worry about it. And at the same time, he can also hold the drill. Of course, you're not going to get him to pose the way that he looks like when he's riding the drill because, well, his hands can't reach all the way over to here so that both of them are holding onto the drill. So that's a bit of a downer, but I'm okay with that because, again, that would be very challenging with this ginormous belly sculpt that they had to get in here. Imagine, like, his arms would have to be really long, which then would make him look aesthetically weird because it'd be like, that's not what he looks like in the game. So I think that this is a cool accessory. It's okay that you can't make it look like in the game, and I think it makes perfect sense to just display him with a blaster in hand and then have maybe this thing in the other hand, or just have this in hand and that's all. Now, let's get to the sculpt of this thing. This guy is really, really awesome. So this is the engineer zombie, and if you've played the game, you know how accurate this thing looks. He looks fantastic. I think it is a really, really amazingly well done job. You can see his underwear right here, the little backpack that he would use. I love the hat right here, the hard hat, the construction hat here. It's got the little pencil shut in with a screw. Then there's a couple more screws or nails in here as well. You can see the smaller, bigger eye design that is always there, the funny looking teeth and everything. I love the paint on the vest. It's done really nicely so that it's not just one solid yellow, but it's kind of like this orangey type color fading in with like almost like a red type color. It's kind of like, I guess, the color from the shirt fading into the vest, which is super duper cool. Then he's got these little tools on his tool belt in the back here, which is super duper sweet as well. I love the fact that they even managed to do the one shoed foot and then the one unshoed foot. That's what I meant to say. And that's really, really neat indeed. I think this guy's fantastic. His articulation is actually pretty nice. He's got a head swivel, I guess you would call it. It's not an up and down. I mean, there is a little bit of an up and down motion, as you can see, but I kind of wish maybe there was a way to have him look down a little bit further. That would have been sweet. But I think that it's okay because it's still very expressive by simply rotating it like this. And you know what? For a zombie, it makes sense to even be rotating it as far as this. So I'm okay with that as well. So his hands do rotate and go up and down as well. So that's something that you can go ahead and take advantage of for when you're posing him with his blaster or something like that. That's great. And then his waist does rotate as well. So you've got that additional joint available to you in DDOs. So with all that being said, here is the complete set. Here's Mr. Chomper starting to get to work and starting to eat. And maybe Mr. Engineer here needs to use his drone quicker to save himself. I think that would be a pretty good idea, all things considered. So, there you guys have it. I love this set. I think it's incredibly cool. I cannot wait to see the other, what are they called? Plants vs. Zombies sets. I will also show you right here the entire lineup again, so you get this nice little poster. So, stay tuned and be ready for more reviews coming your way. Of course, there's also the mini-mate sets that are available. I have reviewed this one, which is awesome. I've never seen this one. If I see it in my local Toys R Us, I'll buy it and I'll do a review of that for sure. So, then of course, as I promised to you guys, the code giveaways. So there's one code for the Xbox 360. There you guys go. You can go ahead and enter that. And then there's one code for the Xbox One. So you can go ahead and utilize that as well. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And with all those things being said, I love this set. I definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you're a fan of Plants vs. Zombies like myself. I love the Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare video game. I've played it for countless hours. It's probably one of my most played video games ever. Not just this year, but ever, period. I've put a lot of time into the game. I love it. And personally, as a fan of that game, I am very pleased with the way that these figures have turned out. So with all that being said, of course, I want to thank Diamond Select Toys once again for providing this review. It's really awesome of them. And of course, check out DiamondSelectToys.com for a whole bunch of additional info on Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare and a whole bunch of the other cool things that they are constantly pumping out. And with all that in mind, of course, if you guys enjoyed this review, please don't forget to smash that like button, share the video with your family and friends, favorite the videos as well, and of course, I will indeed catch you guys next time. Peace out. See you later, alligators. Bye-bye, guys. Thanks for watching.